when they talk about the working class, Amy, this just drives me crazy. Oh, Trump won all these working class votes in Michigan and Pennsylvania. No. What happened is that the Democratic Party didn't stand up in the way that they should have for what the youth wanted, for what people of color needed. And there were 90,000 people in Michigan, almost 90,000, who went to the polls, mostly Democrats, and very large numbers of them in Detroit, Flint, Pontiac, Saginaw. These are all black cities, majority black. They stood in line in the cold for 2 to 3 hours to vote. They went in there and they voted for state rep, state senate, county commission. We don't have dog catcher. We have drain commissioner, the person in charge of the sewage. That's the lowest name on the ballot. They stood there. They voted for the Democrats all down ballot and left the top box blank. 90,000. She only lost Michigan by 10, 11,000 votes. 90,000 wanted to send a message to the Democratic Party. You forgot us a long time ago out here, and we will not put up with this anymore. We're not going to vote for Trump, but we're not going to tolerate you sending us another Republican light Democrat. If we go that route, it's guaranteed we will lose the Electoral College. We will win when we put somebody on that ballot that excites the base, women, people of color, young people. When they wake up that morning, they feel the way that many of you watching, felt the morning that you were going to, in 2008, and you were going to get to go and vote for Barack Obama, and you couldn't believe this was happening in your lifetime. That if you remember that feeling, I'm not talking about, we're not going to discuss his 8 years. I'm just talking about that morning. That feeling has got to happen in the 18 to 35-year-old demographic. It has to happen with people of color and with women. We already feel that way. They already feel that way. It's just, will they come out and vote for a centrist, moderate candidate? I don't think that is going to happen. They're going to come out and vote for the fighter, for the person that shares their values. And the values of the majority of this country are the progressive values. In my opinion, I'm for Bernie Sanders, but I understand why people want to vote for Elizabeth Warren or I don't know. Well, nobody else actually has those particular values. So both of them are good. I've had Elizabeth in a couple of my films, but Bernie Sanders has the record. When Elizabeth said there a few weeks ago that she voted Republican until 1996, that really kind of took me. But I think, okay, well, we welcome everybody, and if you used to vote for Republicans, fine. But Bernie, go back to Bernie in 1963, the photo of him. I don't know if anybody has it in the control room, of him being arrested as a college student in a civil rights demonstration in Chicago. 1963, that's Bernie Sanders. They're hauling him away. He's not doing the thing that they teach us to do in civil disobedience, where you just go limp and let them take. He's fighting the cops. That's Bernie Sanders. He's never changed. And so I know that there's a history. So many of his ideas are now the popular way in terms of minimum wage, in terms of equal pay, mass incarceration, these things that and look, I mean, just like any candidate, he's a politician, people watching this will have their disagreements or whatever, but one thing you can't disagree with is he has been true to his convictions. He will fight like hell for us. The fact that 52% of young people are for him in the latest poll, 52% of young voters are for him. The millennial that's running, 2%. 2% of 18 to 35-year-olds are for the person their age. Young people want.
You're talking about Poop Buttigieg.
Yeah, Poop Buttigieg. Yes, I'm not trying to pronounce the name. It is Buttigieg. No, but that the youngest people want the oldest person. Why? Why? How could that be? I think it's because they know their future is screwed. The future of this planet is. They probably think, and they maybe not be right, that it's already too late. Bernie. He's fighting for this. They know he's fighting for their future. Bernie has no future. No offense if he's watching. I mean, live long and prosper. But let's just admit he's in the final quarter of his life, and he's willing to give up his final years to fight so that these 18 to 35-year-olds will have a future. And they know that. That's why they're for them. And I say to adults my age, maybe we owe it to the young people because we were supposed to leave them a better country. We were supposed to leave them a better planet. And we, the 60s and 70s generation, we haven't done that. So maybe we owe it to these young people to get behind the person they want. It's their future. That's our responsibility.